Yeah, it's Wednesday, March 31st, 2021, man. Welcome back. Glad you made it, boys and girls. It's another so production. It's another sesh. We're doing it. It's Wednesday, hump day, halfway through the week. It's almost Easter. So many things going on. It's a beautiful day. It's a little bit cloudy where I'm sitting at right now here in Toronto. We got a little bit of that overcast, but that's all right, man. We're gonna go through it. And even though feels like winter's still lingering off for a little bit longer, we still got a little bit of that, lingering cold temperatures, but it's all right. In a couple of weeks, it's gonna be just sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies, dude. Let's get a sip of this bad boy coffee. We'll get into it, guys. We'll get into it. Lots of exciting things happening as promised. There's a lot of surprises coming to you towards the end of the week. I'm not going to tell you when, but you'll see it. You'll see it, and hopefully you guys will like it. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for letting me be a part of your journey and also being a part of my journey too. You know what I mean? We're all just part of each other's journey. That's what it is, man. We're growing every day, kicking butt, taking names, and just trying to make sense of it all. I don't got the answers, I don't know, but that's the thing. We all can pitch in a little bit together. You know a little bit, I know a little bit. We can put it all together and just know a little bit more or something, dude. And that's life. Dude. It's it's still I don't know how to make sense of it. I'm just trying to, take it one day at a time. You hear I think kids were going back to school. There are now murmurs and whispers. I believe 5 schools in Toronto just closed down again because of schmovid. But man, yeah, I don't know what the deal is, dude. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what's gonna happen with all these businesses. And it's tax season, dog. Holy smokes, yo. Who else is sitting on the edge of their seat waiting to see what happens? I know this guy's right here. Just waiting to see what happens after the tax year, because I think we're going to see a lot of changes, a lot of progress, a lot of good things will also come out of this, I'm sure. Just trying to find that silver lining right now. And it's whatever. It's been a year. We're moving forward. We're eventually going to have to, start making some changes, and we're doing it little by little, but we still got to be patient with ourselves, with each other, with everything else that's out there. And yeah, do a whole lot of inventory. So when we do go back to a new normal, dude, we don't go back to the same old normal, you know what I mean? Because the old normal never worked. That's why we got here in the first place. You know what I mean? And not that here's a bad place. Again, it's the besties of times and it's the worsties of times, right? So it's just find that fine balance. We do definitely need to make a few adjustments here and there, but all in all, things are looking gooch, dude. Things are looking gooch, and I'm optimistic. And I'm just excited, dude, because it is spring. It's a brand new season. Summer's gonna be around the corner. You know what I'm talking about, dude. You know what I'm talking about, dog. What am I talking about? Short shorts, dude, short shorts. Who likes short shorts? Everybody does. Or at least shorts. They don't have to be short shorts. But you know what I'm talking about. You hear that back there? Sirens? That's the city, dude. That's the city taking care of each other. Oh yeah. Someone's going to the emergency room. But that's a good thing. Because if you didn't hear any sirens, if you didn't hear any ambulances, if you didn't hear any fire trucks, then that's when you need to worry, dude. You know what I mean? People sometimes are like, oh, the noise of the city, dude. It's just the noise of the city. I don't like the noise of the city, bruh. I don't like all the noise, the hustle and the bustle. I'm like, well, you got options, dude. You got options. You can always get up and go up in the mountains or the forest or the jungle somewhere. But, God forbid, one day, you have a little slip, you bump your head somewhere, you scrape your knee somewhere. You take a little bit of that, magical mushroom out there and you just trip in and whatever, you get hungry, you want to have access to things. You want to get yourself a slice. You want to grab a sub. It's just good to have amenities. You know what I mean? That's the point that I'm trying to make. And I'm grateful for the amenities, man. Sometimes you hear the sirens in the middle of the day, in the middle of the evening. Whenever it is, man, that's the sound of reassurance. Those are the positive sounds, dude. I don't ever want to not hear any sirens. That's alarming. But in moderation, I don't want to be hearing sirens all the time either, you know what I mean? But every now and again, hit me up with a siren, bro. Let me feel assured, dog. Let me know that you're out there doing things. Thank you very much. It's appreciated. You know what I mean? Man, been going for more walks, you guys. Been going for I said it, I meant it. I said it, I meant it. It's spring, that's what I do, dude. That's what I do. I get about and I walk. Been telling myself to start jogging, but still a little bit chilly willy for this bad boy right here. Still a little chilly willy, dude. Still a little bit cold out for my taste, but in a couple of weeks, dude, I'm gonna break it out in the shorts and the t-shirts and start doing that slow-mo, dude. Slow-mo 5-minute jog, 10-minute, 15-minute. Next thing you know, I'm all the way in South America jogging. Just jogging, dude. They say it's exhilarating to do the jogging. They say it releases endorphins and whatnot, stimulates all the goodness inside you, gets the blood pumping, dude. They say, you've heard of that high, you know what I'm talking about? They say the runner's high. I'm interested. Talk to me more, dude. Talk about the high, dude. Talk about the high of running. Mind you, back in the day when your boy used to play soccer, I did definitely feel really rejuvenated when I was out there running, but I haven't played soccer in ages either. That's, I don't have time no more. It's just, unfortunately, sometimes that's, or do we? Or am I making excuses, dude? Should I be just, playing soccer with some people who are also playing soccer? You know what I mean? Maybe that's a thing we could do in summer. Who knows? Could do a lot of things, because I've been meaning to buy a basketball and just go find me a hoop, dog. Do a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Get a couple of misses, turn them into, actual hoops, actually get one in there. It'll definitely start with a few misses, dog. I haven't practiced in ages, you know what I'm saying? But after a few, pow, you'll get a couple in. And that's all about practice. And mind you, dude, my hand-eye coordination is real good, dog. My hand-eye coordination is real good. Like, you guys don't know this. A lot of people don't know this, but I do. This is something I want to bring to your attention, dog. Something I want to bring to your attention today is that I sometimes will be just like roaming around the living room, right? And then I got a little garbage can in the kitchen, dog. So what I'll be doing is if I ever use a little piece of tissue paper, I'll roll it up and I'll be walking in the living room and I'll just underhand chuck that, or overhand throw that in there. And not too shabby, dude, not too shabby. I'm not saying I'm NBA level, definitely not saying that, but when it comes to throwing light objects from the living room into the kitchen and into the garbage can, dude, it's 50-50, dog, half the time. A lot of misses, but it also gets in there every once in a while, and it's nice. It's the little wins that count, you know what I mean? Especially in these times, you gotta find things that are, get those little wins sometimes, and you just chuck a little piece of tissue paper in the garbage can, man. Who's the king of the world? You guys are, dude. We're all kings and queens of the world, dog. That's what it is. Man. Beautiful sky. I'm looking up above me, and I just saw a few pigeons doing their pigeon things, dude. Flapping their legs, as pigeons do. Or is it flapping their arms? What's that thing on their back, dude? You know what I'm talking about. Flapping their wingsies, dude. I love animals. I love birds. I definitely think sometimes, I like to take my time and, look at animals, really, because sometimes I just see animals as not even, yes, I get that they're animals and, we're animals, but sometimes there's that deeper connection with animals and nature, you know what I'm saying? You feel your spirit connecting with theirs, or a part of it, all of us connecting, and you just man, you different animals. Sometimes I'll see a couple of, I don't know if they're hawks or eagles, but they're large predatory animals, right? Birdsies with the huge wingspans. Caw. Caw. Or something. That's a crow, but I'm still trying to work on getting my birds down right. But that's what I'm saying, dude. You see the eagle spread its wing, or you see the hawk. I saw a couple actually yesterday. Just while I'm referencing it today, dude. I saw 2 hawksies, I think, or whatever. They were just like circling each other. And so on and so forth as they do. You know what I mean? It's just hawks being hawks. That circle of life, flapping their wings, gliding, dude. And it's so freeing because you see them in a matter of seconds just like go a nice distance. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nice to have wings, dude. It'd be nice to have wings. Free air miles. Collect those air miles. It's just nice to travel is what I'm saying. And yeah, a little part of me misses being able to travel. Not even like, that's the thing, when sometimes you take a lot of things that you have for granted, and we had a lot of good things that we took for granted, right? You know, just the fact that any of us, for the most part, if we wanted to, and yes, again, I know, not everybody's living the same lives, not everybody's got the same resources, everybody's got this, that, and the other, but for the most part, if you're living in North America, you could, I don't know, you could, if you wanted to, maybe you could afford to hop in a car and just take a trip somewhere. Maybe you could afford to, you know, every once in a while, this is not too frequent, but you know what I mean, peepsies, every once in a while, buy yourself a nice little ticket and just land in a destination somewhere, dude. How romantic is that? Just effing drop somewhere in the middle of nowhere and be like, what's gonna happen today, dude? Roll the dice, let's go. You know, what's gonna happen today? And you just roll with it. And I miss that. I miss that. The little part of me is that still, you know, adventurous, curious, looking forward to finding more things, looking forward to meeting more people, learning more. So a part of me is just like excited because it's spring, a lot of new energy in the air. You know, the old, dead, decayed leaves are now paving the way for new greenery, dude. You know what I'm saying, dog? Some of that green feng shui. That's nature's feng shui, dog. Just sprinkle a little bit of that feng shui, au natural, that OG feng shui, dog. And every time you see it, it's brand new, and it's like a brand new painting. And it's like any one of us that tries to like even create anything, it's like you look at the best pieces of art sometimes, and then you just like look out the window and look up in the sky, dude. And it's like the best painting, and nothing can replicate it. And it's, you know, it'll give you a little splash of a difference in a matter of seconds, and it's just this moving, beautiful, amazing image that's in front of you. And that's free, dude. Nature's free. That's just free love and art and just beauty out there for you to discover, for us to discover and share, dude. And that's what I intend to do this summer or this spring. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But again, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I don't want to jump and make a lot of plans that I may have to be a little bit more patient for, that I may have to wait a little. And that's overall in life, dude, that's what I'm just learning. Just be more patient. Do a little bit of work, but mostly be patient. And that's the thing. A lot of us need to work on these things. Patience is one that I need to work on. Letting go of like little stuff is one thing that I should be working on, so that I could, and I'm working on it, dude. I'm working on it little by little, dog. We little baby steps, eh? We little baby steps here and there, we make little progress, eh? And that's what it is, dude. That's what it is. God, I love coffee. I love coffee so much. I like, one of my best moments in life, and it's one of those small things. Every time I make a cup of coffee, I look forward to it. Just the smell of it, dude. The feeling of it, the holding of it, the ritual of it. You know what I'm talking about? And everybody's got and my ritual of making coffee's changed because my coffee maker broke, dude. My coffee maker broke. And your boy's on a budget, dude. Your boy's on a budget, and you know, I'm just like considering, I've always been considering for the past, I don't want to be, I'll tell you the gist of it. I don't want to be accumulating more stuff. Let's just say that. I don't want to be accumulating more stuff. Let's just say that. Yeah? Because we tend to accumulate a lot of stuff, and as soon as you start to accumulate a lot of stuff, dude, whatever it is, just stuff, this, that, then you start feeling heavy, you know what I mean? And you're like, what is all this stuff? And you make these attachments to these stuff, and sometimes this stuff start to form your identity, whatever it is, dude. And then after that, it's just like, but I'm more than this. I'm more than this stuff. but then it weighs you down, so you got to give it away somehow. And that's what I did, man. A few years ago I gave away a lot of stuff because I thought it'd be moving. And we all had that little, not that little, that big pause, dude, called a schmovid. A little bit of it was due to schmovid. A little bit of it was due to my own uncertainties. I'm not going to put everything on schmovid, dude, you know what I mean? A little bit of it was just going through life, figuring things out, and here we are today, sitting with each other, chit-chatting, listening, opening up our hearts, dude. And the way I now make my coffee is I got a little pot, dude. I got a little pot. I'll put some water in that bad boy. I'll boil that water. I got my little Nescafe coffee ready. Got a little bit of half and half in the fridge waiting for me, dude. It'll be just sitting there waiting, dog. It's just calling me out. Robbie Rob, pour me in your cup of coffee, dude. Z's, I'm ready. Every morning he'll do that, or she'll do that, depending on, each carton is a different sex and gender. I don't know, dude, but they'll be calling. And I'll be listening. And I'll have a few cups of Joe. And I'll get you going, dude. Joe's the best. A few cups of Joe, dog. You know what I mean? It's, there's wonderful things in nature, but that's one of the, it is a drug, definitely. It's a drug. But, drug, right? Anything we consume is a drug, dude. It's just labels, dog. Labels. Labels and impressions. Labels and impressions, and what's good and what's bad, what's productive, what's not productive, who's a good boy, who's a good girl, who's doing good things, who's doing bad things. You know what I mean? It's just like, and everybody's always doing that shadow boxing, dude. Shadow boxing between what's good and what's bad. Sometimes it just like catches you off guard and just like, oh shit, that's kind of bad, dude. And then you readjust yourself or something. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's a fine balance. It's a fine little dance that you gotta do. You gotta take it easy. You gotta dodge the unnecessary stuff, and sometimes it's not easy to dodge the unnecessary stuff. You know what I mean? Sometimes we use the unnecessary stuff, and everything for the most part is unnecessary, really, because like if after like all the sitting down, all the contemplating, all the meditation, all the letting go, you're supposed to realize that all you need is within you. You've got everything you need within you, and that's true. We all do. Everything you really need is just within you. There's really, I was trying to recollect this story. I'm gonna butcher it. I forget the name of the philosopher. I forget the whole time period, but the gist of the story was that there was this cool stoic philosopher way back in the day, dude. In the day. I'm talking togas and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? And like Alexander the Great, if I'm not mistaken, was passing through this town of this like great philosopher, and this philosopher, I forget his name, he was a stoic figure, and he didn't have too much material goods, but it was rumors were going around town, or the city or metropolis or the nation state, or within the castle walls, within the village, I don't remember, dude, but rumors, murmurs, whispers were going about, dude, that this stoic philosopher in the time of Alexander the Great this dude was the happiest, most balanced dude out there. And one day Alexander decided to write upon this dude. Wrote upon him, and he introduced himself. He's like, I'm Alexander the Great, dude. I'm Alexander the Great. You might have heard of me. And he's like, nah, not really. He's like, well, great philosopher, what could you do for me, dude? What could you do for me? And the great philosopher, I forget his name, dude, stoic figure. Doesn't matter. The point of the story is he looked at Alexander and he's like, can't do much for you, dude. Can't do much for you. And Alexander was, sitting on his horse, probably, I'm assuming, or maybe he was sitting on two horses because he was great, dude. He probably had a horse that was sitting on a horse, and then he'd probably be riding that horse. That's how it worked. If you're really great back in the day, you really wanted to just like elevate or something. So he was riding two horses, and he looked down, he's like, well, what can I do for you, philosopher, or whatever, Mr. Thinker, dude, man. And again, I'm butchering the story. Some of you guys are way smarter and can remember things that you read a long time ago way better than I can, and maybe some of you guys can recollect this story, but the point is, after Alexander, the G, you know what I'm talking about, he looked at the man, he's like, what can I do for you? And I believe the man just basically, he's like, dude, just step aside. Step aside. You're blocking my view. Step aside, let me get some of that sunshine. You're blocking, dude. You're causing shade. Step away. Here I am, enjoying everything God's given me, enjoying everything I've got within me. And Alexander, here you are, asking me, what can I give you? What can I offer you, dude? And the dude just laughed. He's like, nothing, bruh. So I've already got it all. Just step off so I can get some sunshine. And that just blew Alexander's mind. I don't know why I shared that story with you guys. Some of it might be right, some of it might be wrong, but some of it might be relatable is what I'm trying to say. Forget about the names, dog. Forget about the great philosopher. Forget about the greatness of how Alexander was so great and how many horses he had. Forget about that, but you can relate to the gist of the story, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you'd be like, oh man, sometimes we just associate like happiness and success with that wealth and abundance of material success. The glitz and the glamour, the dollars, the lipsticks, the eye sticks, the shoes, the clothing items, and we all fall a victim to it all the time. Jeez, dude, but it's just finding that balance, not to get too cynical about things, dude. Life's gooch, enjoy, buy some stuff, make some stuff. But, just be mindful of what you're producing and what you're consuming. I don't know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is I love you guys. I just want to be sending out a lot of love and support, and we're all in this together. And by this, I just mean life, man. I just mean life. And perhaps, indirectly, that dude gave Alexander the gift of being humbled for free, dude, because Alexander was thinking in his mind, I've got everything, right? I've got all the greatness. I'm riding on 2 horses. I'm great, is what he said to himself. And after this guy just shot him down, because Alexander was just like, yo, player, let me just holler at you for a second. What can I do for you, my man? But Playboy got turned down by just this dude probably in sandals and barely half a toga. And that's life. You can't buy everyone. Not everybody has a price. Not everything has a price. Not everything's about money. But also support your boy on Patreon, dude. Cause rent's due, dog, and I'm dependent on that moolah, cheddar, cheese, doggy, like everybody else. So that's why I find myself caught up in this struggle, this battle, because I just want to be living life, dude. I just want to be living life. And you're like, well, Rob's, nothing's for free, dude. And I'm like, yeah, tell me about it. But it could be. It could be, dude. Or at least relatively cheaper, dog. Or something. I just want abundance for everybody, man. You know what I mean? It's like, but then you want everybody to be always doing something, doing something, dog, always, all day, every day. Because if you don't see somebody doing something, well, you're like, well, that person's a bum, dude. Guy's lazy. That gal, she's a mooch. She a mooch, dude. I ain't saying she a gold digger. But she ain't messing with no broke. Or something. And yeah, we judge each other. Sometimes I wonder, are the people on the streets the most enlightened people walking about, dude, just not giving fucks, bruh? Jokes, but seriously, dude, one time, I decided to take a little bit of extra food that I had not touched it was all clean and everything. I had bought some food and there was some left over, and decided to walk over and offer it to a person who was on the streets, dude. This middle-aged or elderly gentleman, and he, you know what he said, bro? He looked at me and he said, "Get the fuck out of my way, son. Don't you know I can't eat this shit?" And I just slowly backed off, dude. I'm just like, let me just slowly back off before, I get shanked or something. And I didn't know he had allergies to my food. I don't even think he knew what kind of food I was offering, but that's the thing. To my logic, I'm like, if you're on the streets, dude, and maybe you could use a little bit of food, but who am I, dude? Who am I to know what you want? Who am I to know what I want sometimes? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Sometimes, like, we think we know we want something, and that's, and like, here I am, sitting there, I'm like, let me give this guy some food, and he's like, fuck you, dude, I don't need your food. All right. And that was one experience. Had it, that's not the most cases. The most cases that I've always been out there, if I was giving somebody something, it worked out just fine. But there is that one instance as well, and it stuck in my mind. And that was a moment to me. That was like, well, this guy doesn't need my help, and you can't help everybody either. And maybe that was arrogant of me. Maybe he doesn't need help. Maybe that's his life. Maybe that's maybe he's already got everything he needs. Maybe, I don't know. It was interesting. It happened, and I don't know what to make of it. But I always like to help out if I can. And I can't help everybody. None of us can help everybody, dude. You can first start by helping yourself, dude. So that's what I started to do, little by little, helping myself and getting stronger, and then trying to help others. And I'm still working on it, trying to get some strength, dude. And that's where I catch myself sometimes. I'm like, man, so like, if these guys just have, for whatever reason, they just don't fit into, because like society's very much like Legos, right? We like to create Lego pieces and click onto each other, and we like people to be fitting into pieces of the puzzle. And every once in a while, you'll have somebody that's, you know how puzzles are, they got the whole shit. And every once in a while, you'll have a piece that's just not quite, fitting to the picture. And those are the times we find ourselves just agitated as fuck, dude. We're like, man, fuck you doing to this picture, dog? Can't you see everything's working superb? Can't you just be part of the picture, bro? And that's the thing, that we don't realize that they're already part of the picture. That, that's their way of fitting. And maybe we shouldn't be forcing everybody to conform to these rigid ideologies of what it means to be a human and be a good citizen and be a productive citizen. And then it's like, well, you just don't want to work now. You just don't want to work. No, I love working. I just think everybody likes to contribute in their own way. You know what I mean? Everybody should be left to contribute in their own way. And it's just, I find that sometimes it's good to have institutions and paths for some people, because some people legit like that. They function in that lane better. They perform better. They're healthier people with some guidelines. But some folks, they gotta definitely create their own paths. And you gotta realize that sometimes, you gotta, and that's something I've had to, battle with. And only recently, you guys, it's how long is it? It took me so long in my life to realize, man, I need to carve my own path. I'm not gonna be fitting in anything much. And it's beautiful once you realize that and give yourself permission. There comes a lot of responsibility with it. It's scary at times, dude. Sometimes it's scary as fuck. But it's beautiful. Because I know it's, to a certain degree, at least mine, or at least I'm trying to shape it, make it mine. Somehow. And just trying to make sense of it, baby boy, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to make sense of it. It's not easy being human, but it's not difficult either. It's somewhere right in between. And once you find somewhere close to that sweet spot in the middle, life's beautiful, dude. And honestly, I cannot think of much that bothers me in life. The only thoughts that sometimes consume my energy to the point where I'm like, man, this is taking away from my attention and focus on my work and my loved ones and this, that, and is the consumption, or being consumed by the thought of having to produce money, dude, somehow. You know what I mean? Because every month comes in and you're like, well, I got the bills. Everything else, sure, it needs to be taken care of, but I got bills, dude. And you got bills. That girl's got bills. That lady's got bills. And he's got bills. And she's got bills. And that's what we do, man. We just give each other bills and debt. More debt. Just give each other more debt. We create a system of debt and work and producing and waiting for people to catch themselves, you know, or get themselves out of the debts. And it's like society's in debt. Everybody's in debt. Whether it's credit cards, whether it's student loans, whether it's mortgages, whether it's car loans, or small little purchases here and there. And like everybody's got some sort of debt. And it's like, well, nothing's for free, dude. I'm like, I know, man. I know. It's just we could definitely make it a little bit more affordable. Or why not a hell of a lot more affordable? Why not? Why do we have debt? Why do we have debt? Why do we create a society of renters and owners? Questions to be asking ourselves. And I don't have the answer, dude. I don't have the answer, but all I know is there's definitely an imbalance. And sometimes it's like evident that we can be doing things clearly to help things be a little bit more balanced. Housing, dude. Why is housing so expensive? And then you're like, and then you see people on the streets and then you start judging them. You're like, well, man, yeah, that's a lazy bum out there. That's a sick, man, that's a sick, all that stuff. Or sometimes you might not even do that. Sometimes you just don't even like pay attention enough to even want to like label them or this, that, or you just don't even notice them. They're there. You just walk by as if they're not even there. Because you don't really register them as people. You're like, yeah, I see them here now, but probably not going to see them in like 2 months. And you're right, you probably won't see them in 2 months. Where they go, who knows? Where they end up, who knows? And it's rough out there, but we can help each other out, dude. And that's, I just hope we can do more together. And I believe we're doing more. And change takes time. We got to be patient. So we got to make sure that everybody can have access to abundance and wealth and prosperity so that they can support themselves, so that they're not, you know, relying too much on the government directly. You don't want the government to, and the government officials, who are these people? We talk about the government sometimes as if it's this like random identity, this entity rather, I'm sorry, living on its own, doing it. Like, they're just people occupying jobs and roles, dude. They're just people that get up, poop, sleep, drink, have sex. Just like you and I, it's just peeps occupying roles. So it's like, nothing's free, dude. Well, I get it, man. I'm not saying things should be free, but I'm just saying, what's up with inflation? You know what I mean, dude? Or it's like, it's so evident that certain things are just like not working, like the economical system globally. We got the majority of the world population living in either a myth of a middle class. Most people are actually in, I would say they're in poverty, dude. Most people are in poverty. And then you got a small portion of the population that's, you know, filthy rich. And yet we've got all the resources, we've got all the land, we've got all the amenities, we've got all the technology. And you'd think by now that housing would be something that we could have solved as an issue. Why do we have tens of thousands of people homeless? Why do we make it so that more people fall into homelessness? Because they can't keep up with rent money, because they don't have enough financial backup. And there's so many individuals out, and I'm so lucky and I'm so blessed for the people that I've got in my life, because I know sometimes, man, if it wasn't for people in my life, I don't know, sometimes I don't know where I'd be, man. So I'm grateful, and I hope to one day be able to somehow make it better for somebody else out there as well. And I think we are little by little, but it just takes time. And I just want everybody to get on the same page, that we're all reliant on each other, that, you know, we could make life easier on each other. It doesn't have to be a dog-eat-dog world. And we got a lot of good things, a lot of teamwork, a lot of collabs, a lot of people realizing that you could do more together. A lot of that's happening, and I'm excited, and I'm a part of that, and I'm so privileged and honored, again, for everybody who's in my life, who, for you guys, dude, for you coming in here, listening, being a part of this. It's a collaborative effort. None of us would exist without each other, and I'm so appreciative, dude. I'm so appreciative. I'm gonna leave it on that note, you guys. I love you. Thank you all for listening. It's been a wonderful week. It's again the beginning of spring, you guys. Sending you all a ton of love. If you like these videos, it means a ton to me. I know it is what it is. It's the times, and we have to evolve. And I'm just again trying to find my voice little by little, trying to find that sweet balance. So if you like these videos, man, go ahead and like them on Instagram. Go ahead and like them on YouTube. Follow me on Patreon if you'd like to support me there. Support me however you like, even by watching it, by liking the video. It means a lot. And thank you. Whatever you feel comfortable that you like to contribute, it means a lot. And however I can contribute, I will definitely do my best to contribute and give back as well. Life is a dance that we're all doing together, you guys. This is, and it's okay to lose your balance and lose your rhythm every once in a while. But the important thing is just to, get back up on the dance floor. Start dancing, baby. Start dancing. Or something, bro. Love you guys. Talk to y'all very soon. A lot of surprises coming this week. Peace out.